Hello folks and welcome back to another rebuild, and today we're going to be going to a club I've never ever managed on Football Manager, which is quite weird considering how successful they are. However, this season has not gone to plan. They are currently 14 points behind Barcelona as I'm recording this, with 3 games remaining, and that mainly due to the fact with major losses to Valencia, Real Sociedad, Villarreal and Girona in the last couple of months, not helping their cause to retain their title they won last year. So we're going to try and get them back to it. They are boasting a lot of La Liga victories. We want them to win the Champions League, win the Spanish Cup, Copa del Rey and all that good stuff. But mainly we want to see how many titles we can win and how many if at all, Champions League's ones we can win as well. Their media prediction was to finish first this season. Obviously, that's not going to happen in real life, so we're going to try and sort that out. A massive wage budget of £5 million. Once again, we are not doing any transfers in the first season, boasting a proud total of 93 competition wins. Let's see if we can make that up to 100 in the next 5 seasons. So the Champions League, they did win it last season. Obviously, they're not going to be winning it this season after being absolutely spanked by Manchester City in the semi-finals. So again, we need to remedy that. This seems to be their preferred formation. I'm not liking that. For Real Madrid, they should be having a cam player in there, or just go full attacking 4-2-4 maybe. Maybe that's something we can look at unless they have a player that can sit in there. But I think a 4-2-3-1 formation off the bat, I think that is the way to go. They have Benzema, Vinicius Jr., Asensio, Valverde, Modric, Camavinga, Alaba, Militao, Rudiger, Carvajal and Courtois in goal. Now I know some of these players are in their 30s, so they will need replacing. They want to play attacking football, so having a DM doesn't really help matters much. So we are going to go full attacking and have a cam in there straight away, I think, depending on what the side looks like. Sign high reputation players. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. So we need to sign wonder kids, really, by sounds of things. Sign players under the age of 21 for the future. Do not sign anybody over the age of 30. Maintain the club status as the most reputable team in Europe. In Spain, increase commercial revenue and work within the wage budget. Well, that would be interesting, and just keep competing in the Champions League. The supporters like to play attacking football, sign high reputation players and play direct. Before we go on to a squad, the staffing situation, well, they have almost the best of everything, and they have got a few loose ends to tie up, which we should be able to get the best out of that, I reckon. Finances, just out of curiosity, 223 million in the bank. They are overspending on wages currently, which we can't do anything about it this season. And any debts by any chance? £80 million transfer debt, £478 million net debt, remaining £519 million. Wow. So let's look at our high profile players. And Courtois, wondering how long he can actually go for, worth up to £80 million as well. So we've gone for at least another 4 seasons. If he can carry on playing, do we replace him? Do we not? I don't know. Benzema as well, 34. I will be looking to replace him. He runs out in 2023, so we may not even get a chance to sell him for any money whatsoever in the next window. Modric is another player that runs out in 2023, 36 years old. That's just mad. 29-year-old Rudiger may get a couple of seasons out of him unless we find somebody better. Again, 2026. Yeah, some of these older ones we will look to move on. Valverde, 23-year-old Uruguayan, fantastic. Vinicius Jr., 21, absolutely superb, £118 million. Same with Tuchimini as well. Militao, 24. I didn't realise he was 24 actually. I thought he was a lot older than that. So that's a bonus. Alaba, 30. Toni Kroos, 32. Mendy, 27. And Marco Asensio, 26. Carvajal, 30. Wow, I thought he was a lot younger than that one. And Camavinga, 19-year-old. Yeah, definitely somebody we can use. Rodrigo as well. Very good, high potential and quite young as on top of that as well. The wages just seem absolutely mental. £375,000 for Eden Hazard as well. He just seems to be lacking off the pace quite a bit as well. Oh dear. Again, another player we would look to move on as well. We've got Mariano, 28-year-old. Some of these we will have to try and get some contracts done, but I don't think we're going to get any chance since we are over budget on wages. So the formation that we're going to be going with is attacking 4-2-3-1. We're going to have two inside forwards on either side, Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. Valverde in the centre of midfield as well, another young player. Militao, another one, a 24-year-old. These are the four key players I think we want to try and build the team around. And it's gone pretty well so far. Just that one loss. In fact, there's a loss in the UEFA Super Cup. We lost 1-0, 91st minute winner. I mean, flipping heck. We shouldn't be losing games like this. Not at all. As you can see from the other games, we haven't. We did draw against Villarreal in our first game. Benzema getting the equaliser in the 64th minute. It was away from home anyway. Espanyol we smash. Vallecano we smash. Cadiz we smash. We'll see how we go against the better teams in the league as well. We are top of the table currently, just on goal difference. 10 goal difference in fact from Atletico Madrid. We're at Barcelona. They've lost 2 games already to Atletico Madrid and Real Hispalis. Wow, okay. Maybe that might hit us later on, but who knows. But Valencia, Atletico Bilbao, Elche, RSA, Real San Sebastian and Atletico Madrid all unbeaten as well. We have drawn Juventus, Benfica and Transport in the Champions League, so we're hoping to go all the way through that as well. We're in the Spanish Super Cup, we're in the Spanish Cup, and we're in the Club World Championships, which don't start till February. So we'll see the results of that when we come back. So the question is, are we still favourites to win the league? We currently are 8-11. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into matters. Let's simulate our first season. Let's see how many silverware we can achieve. Well, that's trophy number 1 on the way to 100 competition wins. It's the La Liga. We've won it by 6 points from Barcelona. That's good news. We've only lost 3 games in doing so. And we almost threw it away towards the end of the season, drawing 3 games in the last 5. Benzema gets the leading goal scorer with 32 goals from Cavani of Valencia and Lewandowski of Barcelona. Vinicius Jr. does well with 19 as well. So let's have a look at our league form then. So we were quite invincible for a while. We did lose our first game to Valencia in October, but we did beat Atletico Madrid 4-0, which is nice. Hispalis 4-1. Who else did we beat after that? Barcelona 2-0 at home. Quite some very decent results in there. Espanyol losing away from home 1-0 there is quite surprising. Then we go on to beat Villarreal, Pamplona, Elche. 5-2 against Getafe. Real San Sebastian will win as well. Atletico Madrid, we lose 3-1 away from home. So they do get their own back. 6-1 win over Bilbao. 5-1 over Valencia. And a 2-0 away win at Barcelona as well. Even better. 4-0, 5. Some very, very big scores coming through. Trophy number 2 was in the bag as well. In the Super Cup, we play Real Hispalis in the final. And we absolutely smashed them 5-0. Rodri with a fantastic goal there. We're only a few more competition wins away from the Magic 100. I think this makes it 95, I think. A little bit of confusion there in the box and Benzema. Or is it Modric that gets that one? Only 10 minutes played at this point. A penalty for Benzema to make it 3-0 on the 20-minute mark. But Real Hispalis do get one back though, or do they? Yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there, and they do. It's an easy goal, across the goal. Goalkeeper doesn't stand a chance at all, unfortunately, Courtois there. But it's not to be undone though. We do carry on, and we do play some marvellous football. Vinicius Jr. coming in and just finishing it off beautifully like that. Inside forwards seem to be quite strong when you have a decent side, I feel. And I thought this was the way to play with Real Madrid. So winning the league. Now the Super Cup. That's 2 trophies. We only want 7 in this rebuild to get the magic 100. And that's after beating Barcelona on penalties in the semi-final. The Spanish Cup, however, we don't get as far as the quarter-finals. Wow. Real San Sebastian beating us 2-1. And that's after beating Huesca and Ponferrada without conceding a goal. But yeah. It's disappointing to lose that one despite going ahead as well. We lift our third trophy of the season in the Club World Championships against ATM. We'll win that 2-0 with Mariano getting 2 goals. I mean, what a fantastic that goal that is. The defender should have at least got that off the goal line, I feel. But another power header there, and to make it 2-0 and another trophy. And we beat Al Ahly 4-0 in the semi-final. And we get our 4th trophy of the season with a 1-0 win in the Champions League against Barcelona. Vinicius Jr. doing the business. Fantastic stuff, and hopefully he'll be with us for years to come. Not quite the possession football we were hoping for, but 434 passes completed against Barcelona's 539. I think we FM'd them a little bit. Along the way, we did beat Juventus 3-0 and 1-0. Benfica 3-0 and 5-1. Transport 3 and 5. Obviously top in the group. In fact, we won every single game there, as you've seen. 20 goals for 1 against. That is fantastic. And Juventus didn't even get out of the group. They lost all their games barring 1 against Benfica. In the round of 16, we beat Bayern Leverkusen 4-2 in aggregate. Liverpool, we win 3-1. And Man City, we beat 3-0. Quite the reverse than in real life, and we go on to win it. So maybe Man City will go on to win the Champions League. Our squad then, the goals, 45 goals from Benzema, who's now 35, who's clearly going on a transfer to PSG. Okay, at the end of the season. So we lose him. Vinicius Jr., 28 goals, 57, 23 goals from Rodrigo as well, who played 54. Marco Asensio, 15 goals and 18 assists. Fantastic. Mariano as well, 9 goals in 7 starts. And our goalkeeper, Courtois, 31 goals in 57 games. That is phenomenal stuff. Camavinga, did he get any games? He did. And he's increased quite a little bit as well, which is nice to see. So 4 players getting double figures. I mean, that's an awful lot of goals, isn't it? Assist-wise, Marcus Asensio. Valverde gets 12. 12 for Junior. 10 for Rodrigo. That is the business, and that's what's helped us win it. So hopefully, by losing a couple of the bigger players in the 30s, we can bring in some quality young players for next season. So what finances have we got? £106 million. Despite the fact we've only got 33 million in the bank. That's going to be interesting. And they've increased the wages budget. 1.6 million. Wow. Okay. Let's go and see what we can do. And let's bring in some quality players, shall we? This season's window proved to be such a hard one. With a couple of players going out from ending their contract, to some not wanting to leave. Nobody wanted to pay wages. It was a real struggle. But we did manage to make a couple of signings. Giovanni Reina, American, from Dortmund, for up to £30 million. We had a little bit of spare cash after our initial signing. One of the few that we were looking to have in the cam role, although he can play anywhere alongside the attacking line. So I'm quite happy with that anyway. So he's quite versatile, got a lot of potential left in him as well, and he's only 20 years old. So definitely one for the future, and I'm hoping it as well to replace Modric at some point. He was one of the players we tried to offload, not to be, unfortunately. And our key signing was Vlahovic. We lost Benzema. He went on a free to, I'm not sure if it was Liverpool, but Vlahovic was the ideal candidate to come in and just, take over. And I think take over he has done. 6 goals in his first 3 Spanish league games, 11 goals in friendlies. He's got a goal everywhere else. He's just one of them players which we've got until 2028. He's worth up to 100 million. He's got a ridiculous release clause on him as well. £264 million. I've got no intention of letting this guy go. He is going to be our spearhead for the future. And at 23 years old, who can blame us? But it did cost a whopping £98 million from Juventus. Ouch. Benzema actually went to PSG, and it was Toni Kroos that went to Liverpool. I do apologise. So PSG probably looking stronger, but they themselves have an aging squad as well. And we found it really difficult to sign players. And as you can see, whether or not it's because we're Real Madrid and money shouldn't be any object whatsoever. But look at the prices of these guys. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 257 million. I don't think so. And Kylian Mbappe, he's not for sale, but £1 million a week. Yeah, I won't pay that sort of money anyway. Foden, not for sale on a 215. We've also got this guy here, Georgian, 130 million, 102 million for Jude Bellingham. He would be a player we would potentially pick up, but I'm really happy with the side that we have got. Tuchimini, we've got Valverde, and also Camavinga. So we've got a decent midfield, so I'm not intending to spoil that just yet. But yeah, he will be a player we would probably pick up. 102 million seems quite reasonable. But Reece James, 290 million. Come on, 80 million for Coman as well. We only had £100 million to spend. The majority of that went on Vlahovic, unfortunately, because we had to have him. And with the other players running out of contract, they're just not wanting to leave. They're just running down the contracts. There's nothing we can do. And because of the high value of wages, nobody wants to pay it. But some of these values are just absolutely ridiculous. Mateus de Ligt, 24 years old, 130 million. I mean, possibly it's something we probably would pay. £170 million for Wittner of PSG, 200 million for Farner from Chelsea. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It could just go on and on and on. So with just them two additions, we've not really missed the likes of Cruz or Benzema, fortunately for us. But we've just smashed everybody. We've even won the UEFA Super Cup this season against Atletico Madrid. We win that 2-0, Vlahovic scoring in the 90th minute to seal the deal after we lost to, I think it was Frankfurt last season. So we do pick up our first trophy of the season and our fifth of the rebuild. And we're probably only about 2 trophies away from the Magic 100 competition wins. Valencia, we beat 2-0 in the first game of the league season. Then we beat Barcelona away from home, Vlahovic scoring there. And then Vlahovic getting a hat-trick in this one as well in the 3-0 victory. It does see us third in the table, 3 for 3 currently. Only Atletico Madrid and our Real San Sebastian are above us just on goal difference. But we have drawn Tottenham, Sporting and Nice. So maybe we could go and win the Champions League again. That'd be quite nice. The Spanish Cup, we don't enter it yet, and we're in the semi-final against Barcelona in the Super Cup. So 5 cups on the horizon this season, possibly. Can we beat 4 like we did last season? So let's go ahead and simulate our second season, and fingers crossed we can go and duplicate a lot of things. Well, that's trophy number 2 of the season. The league has been won once again, this time by 13 points. We've increased our lead over Barcelona in the league. 33 wins, only 1 loss, and that was to Atletico Madrid. Apart from that, we beat everybody else, and just 4 draws in there as well, and 111 goals scored as well. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. And look at this. I mean, we have got the best players in the league. Kunde we could do bring into the team, I'm guessing, if we take players off our rivals, especially Barcelona. We stand a better chance. Vlahovic, 39 goals in the league. League's leading goal scorer, the Golden Boot winner. What a replacement for Benzema he is. So let's enjoy this league form then. We were wins all the way up until November, until we got our first draw against Valladolid away from home. Disappointing, and it was an equaliser from Marco Asensio that did it for us. But we destroyed everybody. We didn't concede many goals. 5-2 against Villarreal there. Did we play Barcelona earlier on? Yeah, we did 2-1 right at the very beginning. But we go on another surge of wins. 7-0 against Cadiz. 3-0 or 4-0. No goals conceded in December, but 17 goals scored in the 4 games. Another draw against Barcelona. Then we go on another little bit of a run. Granada being spanked 6-0. Espanyol 5-1. Goals have been aplenty, that is for sure. 9 games before the end of the season, we lose our first one. But that doesn't deter us from smashing everybody else. What a perfect season that is almost. Almost a clean sweep. That would be the next thing that we want to try and do. We beat Barcelona to get to the final of the Super Cup, and then we lose to Real San Sebastian. Wow, 28th minute goal. Well, I'm lost for words. Runners-up, no trophy here. Wow, okay. The Spanish Super Cup, we get as far as the quarterfinals and lose 4-1 to Villarreal. This competition does not like us at all. I think we lost in the quarterfinal last season. We did, yeah, against Real San Sebastian last season, and this season we lost to Villarreal. That's disappointing. I expect to be winning this competition, though, it has to be said. And the Champions League, we lose to Man City, and boy, do we lose to him. We lose to him emphatically. After winning 3-1 in the first leg, we go to the Etihad, and we get absolutely smashed. 5-1. Wow. So 6-4 on aggregate. That is, oh, that's harsh. 2 goals in extra time. So it did go to extra time in the end as well. Haaland netting 4 goals. In the group stages, we beat Nice, drew with Sporting, beat Tottenham, lost to Tottenham, and then won our last couple of games as well. I'm assuming that landed us top of the table. No, Tottenham finished top of that table. A disappointing run in the Champions League, so it seems. So Vlahovic, 47 goals in 49. Absolutely amazing stuff. I think he's done better than what Benzema did in his last season. I'm not sure. 19 goals for Asensio. Diaz as well with 17. 15 for Rodrigo. Vinicius Jr. only 9 this season. He has been injured by looks of things. He's still got another 2 months to go, so he's took a massive injury. Not quite sure what it's all about. Let's have a quick look. Damaged cruciate ligaments. He's been out for 4 months. Wow, okay, maybe that could be a worry. We don't know. Hopefully he'll be out of that very, very shortly. But yeah, he still managed to play 24 games beforehand. 6 goals, 8 assists. So not as much though, but maybe he may have got to them heights as well. 4 players in double figures for goals, by the way. Camavinga as well, getting 3. Tuchemini, 3 as well with some assists. They're playing quite well in the midfield. We're overpacked by midfielders, I think. Do we stay with a cam roll? Do we drop back for a DM? See how that goes, just to fit all our midfielders in with Valverde, Camavinga and Tuchemini. How did our cams do? Well, Marcus Asensio, he would have played cam roll, 19 goals, 13 assists. That's just crazy. And he's looking superb as well. I mean, we have got a very, very good side now at 28 years old. Don't really want to be losing him just yet. We have got some positions still to replace, like left back, right back possibly. Maybe Militao doing really well. He's got another year left on his contract. We're going to have to sort that out very soon as well. Assist wise, let's have a quick look. Not many, although a lot of people getting a few assists. And Courtois, 44 goals in 51. So we've got contracts to sort out with some of the youngsters, and then we'll have to look again at releasing some players, although Nacho could be one to let go this season. We've got Mariana as well. Do we release Courtois? Hazard? Modric still hanging around? These guys will be running down their contracts now. Courtois, though, still got a few years left on his contract. To be perfectly honest, they can carry on playing to a good old age, but we need to start bringing youngsters in, don't we? So, finances, what have we got to play with? Ooh, okay. £245 million. I reckon that can bring in 2 players. And we've got £1.6 million in wages budget as well. Wow, okay. Let's sort out the contracts of those we want to keep. Right, we did spend quite a lot of money this window, and on nobody really in particular, to be perfectly honest. We were trying to get Donnarumma for Courtois, and even tempting him with 200 million was not enough. So just ridiculous that with the amount of money we had, and we just can't get anybody we want. But however, a transfer was made under my nose apparently, this one. Endrick, he comes in. I can only think of why we got him was the case that he's got a very high potential. He's not a wonder kid, but £62 million spent on him from SEP. It's not a player I probably would have picked myself. We've got players in the attacking half, even up front. He's not going to get a chance up front at all, so it's very bizarre, but there you go. So there's a striker, £62 million spent. I mean, it wasn't my doing. £70 million from Southampton, Tino Livramento, right back. We are going to be playing him this season. He's one of my players. I picked him. He is a well, I think he was a wonder kid of sorts. Only 21 years old, very high potential, and we're looking for a right back and left back. We just couldn't find any within our price range, and then they just want us stupid money, like I said. So we've had to lower our standards a little bit and just go for under 21-year-olds because it's just ridiculous. However, a right back in the making, very high potential. Stats look pretty okay. I think he'll do pretty well, depending how he gets on this season. If not, then he'll go out on loan for the next season or so. Nuno Mendes, left back, £80 million from PSG. Again, £80 million. For another club, you probably wouldn't be spending that amount of money, but I think it's because it's Real Madrid. That's where it's at. Alaba and Mendy are ahead of him. We tried to offload Alaba. Mendy can play in that position, but he's waiting for his to renew his contract. So I think, in fact, no, he's actually accepted his contract. He's here to 2029, so he'll probably be our first choice. Mendes will be at least a backup anyway, but I'm hoping he'll alternate. And Alaba, we are just trying to offload now in his 30s. And defender-wise, Lisandro Martinez from Manchester United, 100 and something stupid money. Yeah, it was crazy money. Let me just double check. It was £160 million. I said there was stupid money flying around, but he comes into the back four. I couldn't think of another defender. Bastoni we tried to get, but they wanted over 200 million for him, and we just can't do that. Not if we want other players. If we're buying one player a season, then yeah, okay, fine. But we want to try and replace the squad with aging players. And we can't do that if we're just buying one player. So he was our signature signing this season. Still potential left in him. Very nice stats. We know what he can do. And I'm hoping he'll partner Militao superbly. So overall, £372 million we've spent. I mean, not intentionally, but there we have it. I mean, we did transfer some of the wages budget over because we were vastly under on wages. So we transferred a lot of that over, hence why we made them transfers. But I'm annoyed by the £62 million one, really, to be fair. I could have used that on somebody else. Mariano and Nacho go for just under £10 million between them both. I mean, we just can't really do much more than that. Modric, Hazard go on a free. Nobody wanted to buy them, and to be perfectly honest, they weren't worth anything towards the end anyway. We just got a lot of wages off the budget now. So Livramento comes into the right hand side. We'll see how he gets on. Very happy. I'm looking forward to seeing how well he develops. Martinez in the centre. We've got Vinicius Jr. and everywhere else picks itself, literally. We've started fantastically. All wins. The league started off with Real Espadas, Almeria and Valladolid, all nicely done. The Champions League phase takes on the different format. So we have Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Legia Warsaw, I think that could be, Feyenoord, Liverpool, Benfica, Standard Liège, I'm guessing, and Leverkusen. Well, they say it's not going to be easy. That's going to be some Champions League adventure. And we've got Atletico Madrid in the semi-final of the Spanish Cup. And just out of interest, we are 5-6 to win the league as well. And apart from a few positions, we tried to get Araujo as well. Again, they wanted somewhere in the region of £300 million for him. So yeah, we couldn't do that. And Koundé was another player we tried to bring in also. But yeah, we're dominating the Dream 11, so that's kind of nice. That makes a change for a change. So without any further ado, let's get into Season 3 and bring home some more silverware. I think we're only one away from 100 competition wins now. Well, we win the league for a fourth time on the bounce, the third time on the bounce in this rebuild. The gap seems to be increasing more and more each season. 20 points more than Barcelona this time. We finished in second, only just so on goal difference from Villarreal. Vlahovic 40 goals this season, 17 more than Lewandowski's in second, and Vinicius Jr. as well, 16 goals this season. Good to have him scoring goals again. And he also gets the most assists. And Courtois gets the Golden Glove for this season as well. Look at that. A sea of green. A draw against Valencia, disappointingly. A win against Real Sebastian. Barcelona, we win 1-0. A 5-0 and a 6-0 there. A 5-1, a 4-0. we are beating teams quite emphatically, that's for sure. Real San Sebastian, we lose our first game. Then we lose to Barcelona 3-2 away from home and 4-0 to Cadiz. Wow, that's bad. But all the games we lost were away from home, so we can be proud of our home record, at least anyway. But despite that 4-0 loss to Cadiz, we go on a rampage, 6-0 against Bilbao, Malaga 6-0. And we finish off with a tame draw against Atletico. We get to the final in the Spanish Super Cup. And who do we play? Barcelona. And we absolutely take them to the cleaners. What a finish from Vlahovic. In fact, he scored all of our goals, would you believe? Not surprising, though. He's a fantastic striker. I'm just wondering how many he did get for the season. But he goes through again and beautifully placed this time into the same corner as the last goal, but a bit lower down. Barcelona did get themselves back into the game, though. A lovely through ball. Lewandowski, just wondering, should he have come to Real Madrid, I wonder, and Rafinha getting the goal off his layoff. A penalty for Vlahovic to complete his hat-trick, again to that left-hand side. It's 3-1, sorry. Just before half time, and then the second half, well, we start as we mean to go on. 50 seconds in, Vlahovic with a header. Fantastic finish. Barcelona get another one back, thinking they're still in with a chance of winning this cup competition. They're not, and the Vlahovic, cheeky dink down the centre of the goal. And would you believe we're in another final once again, this time into the Spanish Cup, finally. After 3 seasons of trying, Valencia going ahead. But look at Livramento chasing him down. He wins it back. Superb stuff, and a lovely ball into the box for Vlahovic. Who else is going to score that goal? But here come ourselves again. I mean, I don't know what that defender was doing there, but Reina, wonderful finish as well. Another one. Nice to see him getting some game time as well. So we're leading at that point, the 82nd minute. I mean, what a bad ball that is from Courtois. We could have won it without going to penalties. But penalties it is. 2-2. It's a lovely start off from Valencia there. Vlahovic. He always nearly missed that one, didn't he? But we do win 4-2 overall on penalties. So cracking save by Courtois, standing firm. Asensio stepping up to put us into the lead. Adams for Valencia, and he puts that away very, very calmly indeed. Rodrigo, well, straight through the goalkeeper there. I'm not sure he's got holes in his gloves or not, but Courtois saves from a tame shot from Lane. That is a very, very poor finish from him. So as you can see, 4-2 on penalties. We dominated. We should have won that a lot more comfortable than what it was. But that's our 3rd trophy this season, and we are 102 now competition wins. Along the way, we did beat Tudilano 2-0, Las Palmas 2-1, Hispalis 2-1. We did lose to Espanyol in the first leg, but then thrashed him in the second leg 6-2 overall. And then obviously that final. Fantastic stuff. Trophies galore. The Champions League, we get halted by Manchester United in the semi-finals, despite taking a 3-0 lead to Old Trafford, only to lose 6-2 away from home. That is, wow, I don't know what to say there. That could have put us in the final. Vlahovic, what a player. Can't believe he's only valued at £56 million. That is absolutely garbage. 64 goals in 62. I mean, the guy is just a goals machine. Vinicius Jr., 26 with 21 assists. Rodrigo, 20 goals. 16 for Diaz as well. That's phenomenal. And how did our other players do? We've got Mendes. Did he play? He did get some game time. 2 goals, 10 assists. Livramento. He's looking good now, isn't he? 2 goals, 12 assists. Well, he can only get better as well. Camavinga, 10 assists. I mean, there's a lot of assists going through. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on double figures. Camavinga, Mendes, Valverde getting on the act as well. And Livramento, Diaz and Junior. I mean, that is absolutely phenomenal. And goalkeeper Courtois, 49 goals conceded in 60. We are going to have to look to replace him at some point, but who do you get? And with that, we need money, and we've been given another 229, nearly 230 million pounds. And to be perfectly honest, we can probably mess around with the wages budget as well. So if we can't get a goalkeeper from this, then I don't know where to look. So let's delve into the market and let's see if we can pick up a goalkeeper at least. Before we get off into the transfer business, towards the end of last season, the end of June, we were in the final of the Club World Championships. And as you can see here, Brahim Diaz gets us in front 4-0 against Chelsea in the final. It's been quite a ride to the final. What a finish by Vinicius Jr. there. Tight angle as well. We didn't concede a goal at all. And we played Liverpool. We played... I'm not sure if we played Barcelona. PSG we played. Chelsea we've played quite a lot of really good teams. And at one point, it didn't look like we would actually reach the final. But even so, we just kept picking up teams that were really hard. But to get to the final and absolutely smash Chelsea, it's a credit to the team, this is. So a lot of transfers to get through. 5.75 million from Racing Club in Argentina. Germán de Santiantonio. What a mouthful. But he is a wonder kid. It kind of worked with Livramento. We brought him in. And he's literally just, he's reaped the rewards. But I thought we might try and do the same again. Just bring these players in. We are replacing some of the older ones. And Real Madrid, this is the rebuild, really. I think this season, season 4, is what I will probably class as the rebuild, as we managed to get rid of a lot of aging players. £23 million from Stuttgart. Dennis Seaman, a goalkeeper. We were undecided whether we were going to get our other goalkeeper that we really wanted to get. And with Courtois, well, we were wondering if we were able to let him go as well. So a lot of things was happening, and this transfer was delayed quite a few weeks until we got the money in, transfers going through and what have you. But we bring him in as a backup, really. 19 years old, another wonder kid between the sticks. Another wonder kid, 19 years old. This one from PSG for £50 million. Again, looks absolutely superb. And his potential abilities, 179. He's currently on 136. I mean, wow. What can I say? £50 million, I think that is a bargain. 4 goals for PSG, second team, but he's already played a game for us this season. What can I say? Another wonder kid, 20-year-old Ivan Frisenda from Valladolid for £57 million. What can I say? I mean, this kid has got it all as well. Again, another high potential. He can play at right back, but we have got Livramento in there, so he's going to battle out between the two of them. I think who's going to come out on top, we're not quite sure, but will be interesting to find out. We're bringing a cam, Mason Mount, at 26 years old, £90 million from Chelsea. He was available. We decided to grab him. We wanted to, like I say, bring younger players in. And this is where we spent majority of our money, £170 million in total. Diogo Costa from Tottenham. An awful lot of money, but if we wanted a good goalkeeper, we had to spend the money. Again, we tried to get Donnarumma. Again, we were denied, but Diogo Costa was available, and we just didn't let go of this one. We had to have another goalkeeper, and I think, again, he's just going to be another superb player to replace Courtois. So in all, £386 million spent. 169 million out the door, and we'll show you exactly who. 67 million pound Courtois goes to Inter Milan. Mendy goes to Manchester United for 47 million. Asensio goes to Benfica for 36. Rudiger 20 million to Rennes. Alaba goes to Al Hilal for 8, nearly 9 million pounds. And Vasquez goes out on loan with the option to buy, I'm hoping. So just before we get on to how we've done this season, just to show you in the Club World Championships, I don't think I mentioned it before. I did say we didn't concede a goal. We beat PSG 2-0 and Liverpool 1-0 as well. I mean, they were fantastic results at the back end of last season. But this season, we've just carried on as we were. And now when we sold all the older players, that's when we started to struggle a little bit with the draws and a few wins. But the league, 2 wins, 7-0 against Valladolid, Villarreal 4-2 and 2-2 against Bilbao. Away from home though, so hopefully that doesn't come to bite us in the bum. The Champions League, we've drawn against Man City, Leverkusen, Charleroi, I do apologise, Juventus, Manchester United, Porto, Levski and Rangers. We are lying third in the table, probably not what we're actually used to. 2 points behind Barcelona, who are leading with Real Hispales. So let's get season 4 cracking off. I am hoping to get some sort of trophy in here. Win the league will be quite nice. But while our players all bed in for this season, because we have turned around a lot of players, it's going to take some getting used to. So let's go and simulate season 4 and we'll be right back. I did say we might struggle to win the league with the upheaval with a lot of players, and we don't win the league. We lose it by 5 points, and it looks like the last 3 games of the season, that kind of did the damage to us. 2 draws and a loss. 90 points, still 10 ahead of Barcelona though, so we're doing better than they are. We failed to score 100 goals, I think, for the first time in this rebuild, but we only conceded 23. I think that's the least we've conceded in this rebuild so far, so that is fantastic. Change of goalkeeper was needed then maybe. Vlahovic, top goal scorer once again, which is great to see, and Mount, look at him, and Rodrigo, top assist makers, and Costa, what can I say? Change of goalkeeper, and look what he's done. 21 clean sheets, first season with us, and he gets the Golden Glove. Phenomenal. Where did our league form go wrong then? So we lost very early on 2 games, Real Hispales and Espanyol, and then Real San Sebastian afterwards. That what did the damage for us, but we do go on and smash teams around us anyway. We don't concede many goals. We get a lot of... we did beat Atletico Madrid 2-1 earlier on. Some more big scores. Valencia, Bilbao, Zaragoza. Draws have kind of messed us up a little bit. We did really well from November all the way to the last 3 games, and unfortunately for us they were all away from home. 2 draws and a loss. The Super Cup, we get knocked out by Villarreal in the semi-finals on penalties. Disappointing again. Vlahovic putting us in front, and then we're just not capitalising at all. We do, however, win the Spanish Cup for the 2nd season in a row. We couldn't do it for the first couple of seasons, and then 2 come along at once. It's cannoned off Mount in the end. Superb. The right place at the right time for him as we make it 2-0 just before or just after half time, I think it is. With our right back doing superbly there, and Vlahovic on hand once more. I wonder how many goals he's scored this season. If he got 32 in the league, I'm hoping he's done a lot more as well. So Mendes there, Rodrigo, and a 3-0 winning. I mean, what a fantastic finish from Valverde. Our midfield is just superb. Along the way, though, we beat 6-4 Real Iran. I mean, that was close, 6-4. Who scored all them was Vlahovic with 4 goals. Murcia 1-0. Sevilla 3-0 in the quarters. Villarreal 6-2 overall. And Real Hispales in the final. Wow. And that's another trophy. Go alongside our Club World Championship one. And what can I say about this? Despite going 1-0 down very early on in the first minute, in fact, from Diaz, 29 seconds. Champions League final. We win that 5-2 against Liverpool. I mean, that is a phenomenal result in itself. 5 goals. A 2nd Champions League in this rebuild. Talk of offside there. I don't think they were going to allow it anyway, but a bad back pass there. And wow, look at that. I was just staring at that in just unbelief. We get ourselves ahead just before half time, and then the second half we just run right. Vinicius Junior doing all the hard work. Fresneda as well, who's playing alongside, playing instead of our other right back. I can't pronounce his name, or I can't get it right sometimes, but even so, the 2 youngsters, the 2 wonder kids, doing really well. And, I mean, that's a poor goal to give away. Is that 3-2, 4-2 at this point? 71 minutes in. 83 minutes in, and we capitalise once again. Fresneda again for his 2nd assist of the match. Again, I mean, it's a great goal, though. Vlahovic, he's not going to miss from that range at all. But another trophy. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I don't know how many that is for this rebuild. But along the way, we managed to scrape through, by looks things, in the league phase. 18th. We just made it. Lost 4 games. We lost to Milan, Man City, Rangers and Leipzig. We do beat Nice, Stuttgart, Pleasant and Benfica. But Liverpool finished top. And we beat Liverpool. They were 8 for 8. In the round of 16, or the playoff round actually, 2-1 against Leverkusen. 3-2 against Arsenal in the round of 16. Inter, we only get through 3-2. Napoli, we smashed 5-2 in the semi-finals. But other than that, we scraped our way through to the final. And then we smash the semi-final and the final, we smash our way through it. Vlahovic does the business again. 51 goals in 62. Absolutely superb. 29 for Junior. 23 for Rodrigo. 10 for Mason Mount. And 20 assists. Flipping heck. That is... that's brilliant in his first season. Absolutely brilliant. Valverde, 8 and 9. Tuchemini, 8 and 4. Reina, 7 and 6. Militao, he got 5 goals and 6 assists for the defender. Endrick as well. Remember him? That cost a lot of money. 19-year-old. 4 goals in 1 start. But 35 on a sub. Mendes, looks like he's took an injury. He's out for another 2 months. Wow. Oh dear. So maybe it was Militao that played on the left-hand side. Maybe. Who knows? 10 assists for Livramento as well. The 23-year-old. He's looking pretty good now as well. But assist-wise, fantastic. Goals. 4 people in double figures. Is that 4? Yeah, 4 in double figures. And assists, 4 in double figures as well. Fresneda doing really well in his first season. I tell you what, he's starting to look good as well. Livramento, better watch out, but the 2 of them are up there. Oh, we've only been given £152 million to spend in the final season. Well, to be perfectly honest, I don't think we need that many more players. Possibly we need cover for Vlahovic up front, maybe. I don't know where to pick any players up. Maybe we need another left back as cover, possibly. So let's go and investigate, spend the money. And, they've not given us as much wages either, although we have been managing on a lower wage, though, to be fair. Let's have a look at wages, see where we have come. We have dropped our wages from an incredible 4.9 to 4.4. Okay, it's been coming down, that's for sure. Not much in the way of spending-wise this particular season. Adam Karabek comes to the club for £10 million from Al Ittihad. For £10 million. We used him in a previous rebuild and I'm very happy to bring him in as well. 23 years old. We're always looking for young talent that are very, very good. And it's what Real Madrid do. So they always bring in youngsters and then just build them up and keep them for as long as possible. So I've got no qualms about him not finding a way into the team one way or another. £54 million for Emmanuel Mbondi. A lot more than Karabek, I can tell you. Camero, striker. I think he's going to be coming in as a extra striker possibly, or if he can get some game time. Very, very high potential. 196 in fact. Maybe we should be playing him straight away. But £54 million from Man City, it's a lot of money. But there wasn't anybody really out there that I was particularly looking for or looking at. And from Leverkusen, where we've spent majority of our money, and who's on the tips of a lot of Premiership teams, Rasmus Højlund. He's going to challenge Vlahovic. If he gets some game time, great. He's already had 2, I can see, and 1 goal already. Again, 23 years old. Stats look absolutely amazing. Still got some potential left in him as well, and I just think he's worth it. So we'll see how he gets on, but again, we're bringing in young talent and snatching them from our rivals. So overall, £156 million spent, which isn't a lot really, to be fair, considering the last few seasons. We do say goodbye to Odriozola. £25.5 million to Bilbao. Hertha Berlin pick up Lunin, our other goalkeeper, for 8.5, and a lot of other players going out on loan. So as you can see now, our side, we have got the odd player that's looking a little bit older, like Caballos at 30. I didn't realise he was still here, actually, to be honest. We could have got rid of him. But he's here for another season at least anyway. But we've got Militao now is 28. Martinez, Valverde, they're all 28 now. So we're probably looking for replacements at some point. But we have got players in the offing that can come in and take their places. Tuchemini's now 26 as well. Diego Costa as well. I mean, some very, very good talent. We win the UEFA Super Cup against Dortmund 2-0. Vlahovic and Camavinga getting us off to the best possible start starting this season with a trophy number 1. We're going to try and win everything this season. We've got the side that can do it. We missed out on the league last season despite winning the Champions League, which was mad in itself, but crazy also that we threw away 3 games towards the end of the season. What a finish by Camavinga though. And then we started our campaign against Real San Sebastian, Hispalis and Espanyol, smashing all 3 along the way. The Champions League, we've got Liverpool, Leverkusen, Olympiacos, Juventus, Leipzig, Arsenal, AZ and Copenhagen. We are lying top of the table, which is nice to see, back to where we belong. Confirmation of the Super Cup win. We've drawn Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup semi-final. And just out of interest, what is our media prediction, which I want to thought it'd be anything less than top 5 to 6 to win the league. For the final time, let's simulate. We'll come back and see how many more trophies we can acquire. Currently, we're on 106 competition wins. We finished back on top, which is fantastic. Again, we don't win all our games. 31 wins, 5 draws, 2 losses. But we do score 103 goals and only conceding 14. Wow, I don't think I've ever done that in any sort of rebuild or any team that have done that for me. Wow, that is just absolutely outstanding. A goal difference of 89 and 98 points. Not the most points that we've had this rebuild. Barcelona finished 22 points behind, and Atletico Madrid, who won it last season, failing to get anywhere near as well. Holland finishes top goal scorer, and Vlahovic 6th with 16, which appears that he may not have played as many games. He gets the best player in the league ahead of Junior, Rodrigo, Mendes and Costa. Costa gets 27 clean sheets. And just look at this league form. We just destroyed everybody. Not conceded. 9-0 against Almeria. Wow. Would have been nice to get double figures there. Barcelona beat 1-0 either side, in between Villarreal and Vallecano, 2 4-0s. Do have a little bit of a hiccup at the end of March, beginning of April, Sevilla and Villarreal. That's very impressive. 4 goals. We've conceded 14 goals in total, 6 of them coming in 2 games. How things could have been so different. We might have gone maybe the first team to go under 10 goals conceded. We get to the final of the Spanish Super Cup. We beat Hispalis 3-0, so trophy number 2 this season. A lovely goal there, in off the post. All goals coming in the second half to add to our trophy collection. It's just relentless from the players. It's just nice to watch them just carve teams apart. And that's after beating Barcelona in the semi-final on penalties. We do the Spanish domestic treble to go alongside our Euro Super Cup. That's 4 trophies. A 4-0 victory over Vigo in the final. 1 goal just before half time, and then we just tear them apart in the second half. Another amazing display of how good this team is. It's just phenomenal, and they can go on for years to come, provided they can get some more. That's a lovely goal by our right back though, by the way. If we can just still pick up young players like we have been doing, or the wonder kids, just nurture them. I think that is the way to go. It has taken some doing to get to this point though. But as we round things off with Fresneda coming in and just dink it into the middle for Holland as well. That's a fantastic goal, and he's been absolutely superb. Totally outshining Vlahovic, I feel. But as you can see, we still don't concede that many goals, and it's just been a clean sweep in this competition. However, in the Champions League, we get to the semi-finals, only to lose to Bayern Munich 7-3 over the 2 legs, with a 4-2 thrashing at home, which didn't help matters. But in the group stages, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, we remain unbeaten. Olympiacos are 5-0. We do lose to Juventus, but beat Leipzig and then lose to Arsenal. Not much luck against the Premiership teams, though, to be fair. We beat AZ and Copenhagen, although we do beat Atletico Madrid in the round of 16, so which suggests that we did finish top, did we? Well, we qualified in 8th position, actually, with them 2 losses. It was Chelsea who did win the group stage overall, but Bayern Munich remain unbeaten. So I wonder if they went on to win it. We'll have a look in just a second. But Inter we win in the quarterfinals 3-2. and then obviously the Bayern Munich one. So if we can have a look at the final, who won that? Chelsea thrashed Bayern Munich 5-1. Wow, the English club's doing well once again. Holland, 39 goals in 25 starts. Vlahovic, 30 goals in 34 starts. Junior, 23, 16 for Rodrigo. Mount gets 10. Then Camavinga, Diaz, Valverde, Militao on the act again with 4 goals. He's doing pretty well, although he is starting to get nearer 30 now. But it's a very young side, though, it has to be said. What about our right back? Livramento, how did he do? 1 goal, 9 assists. Fresneda, how did he do? 2 goals, 9 assists as well. What about our left back? Mendes, 2 and 16. I mean, it's all there. Our players are very, very good indeed. Assists-wise, 5 players on double figures. I mean, it's really good. I mean, this team is just getting better and better. And Costa, 31 goals conceded in 58 games, which isn't too bad at all. Before we go, let's have a look at our staffing. Have we got the best staff here? Yes, we have. We literally got it across the board, and there's room for more. So, competition wins. 16 Champions League wins, 39 First Division wins, 6 World Club Championships. What else have they got? Super Cups 6 now, Spanish Cups 22, Spanish Super Cups 14 now. There is a lot of trophies, and by my calculation it is around about 109 competition wins now. I have to say, I've not done a rebuild with Real Madrid before. I found it really hard to begin with. It was only around about season 4. Once you let go all of the older players, because nobody will want them and the wages are just so astronomically high, and trying to find players to get off the market, which they are overpriced, whether that's because it's Real Madrid, I don't know. Barcelona might have the same problem. We might do a Barcelona one, I don't know. I found it really difficult getting players in up until you start losing some, but finding wonder kids, I think that is the way to go, especially if you can afford them. £50 million seems to be the norm for a wonder kid, unless it's a rival team where they just want stupid money. Donnarumma, I still cannot get in any rebuild at all. I've been trying. That's where we're going to leave it today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure there are ways or different things that people may have tried or would suggest trying next time if we ever do one. But yeah, leave them down in the comments below. Also, let me know who you would like to see rebuilt. I could put them onto the list. And if you did enjoy that, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you on the next rebuild. Thank you.